Welcome to Charts Today. My name's David Linton, and today's edition for Monday, the 6th of December, comes to you from London. And quite a mix of colours on the screen at the moment. Concerns still about coronavirus and the new Omicron variant. Interestingly, we see how Austria has really managed to pull its cases right back. New cases. Netherlands is as high but stabilised. Germany's stabilising as well, just slightly above the UK, but France is really rocketing. So France is the concern at the moment. And certainly this is spooking markets a little bit. We saw markets lower last week. Looking at the dollar, first of all, the dollar index remains strong and really is looking set for quite a strong 2020. The euro therefore weaker against that dollar. Remembering this is my weekly, daily and 60-minute chart, we're below the cloud, we're bearish, we're above the cloud, we're bullish. So we are seeing the long-term and medium-term picture for the euro not looking good at all. Sterling sitting at 132.61. It's really stuck below this 133 level now against the US dollar, and against the euro we're sitting at 117.42. Did pull back from that 119 level, but the trend is still pretty much up. Looking at Bitcoin, big falls on the weekend. On Saturday we really plummeted. At one point we were down 20% on Bitcoin, so really quite a big move to the downside. Just taking a slightly bearish below the cloud here as well, so a real pullback there. The 83,000 target is still very much in place, but for the moment we are now watching these downside targets, and that downside target to 41,000 is really what Bitcoin is going for. Keep an eye on the shorter term targets if you're trading crypto. The S&P 500 index was down nearly 1% on Friday. Did bounce a little bit at the end, finding some support at around 4,500. But we are, of course, bearish below the cloud, and we see these two bearish weekly candles. So we are just rolling over at the moment, and that's showing up more clearly in the daily chart. We saw from this candle we can see the move, the close off the lows, but the reality is we are in bearish territory on the short term, and the futures are slightly up today. So looking at the S&P future is up 0.5%, and the Nasdaq E-mini up 0.3%. So the market feels it's slightly oversold. The VIX volatility is down 5%, but it is remaining high around this 30 level, and you can see here that sentiment has really changed. The fear index is now higher than it has been for several months. So markets are fearful. Looking at the FTSE future, we're up 1% this morning, so a relief rally there. The DAX in Germany up 0.75%, also a relief rally, but still bearish on the medium term and 60-minute chart. We are actually looking more bearish in Europe than we are in the US. The CAC 40 in France is down 0.6%. Tokyo was down 0.5%, and the Hang Seng continues to really sell off, down 1.76%. So bearish on all three time frames, one of the most bearish looking stock markets at the moment. The Shanghai Composite was down 0.5%, and the Sensex in India sold off as well, down 1%. So Asian markets really took a hit. We'll look at the energy mix in a minute, but first of all, just looking at some of the soft commodities. Sugar is up 0.43%. Wheat continues to be strong, up 0.57%. We have got a downside target, but these upside targets long term are really what we're playing for. Taking a look at gold, we're sitting at 1779, 1780. Can't get that 1800 level and can't hold it, so really just struggling there. Silver also lower this morning, down 0.2%, 22.30. And what have to make sure that we hold this September low. That's going to be the key. Looking at the 10-year yields, we're seeing here quite a lot of move lower there. So that's really interesting. It's unwound that big upside target. Sentiment really changing to the downside, and now fears of interest rates receding with the new blow of the new variant on coronavirus. So we are just seeing a real change in sentiment there. We're seeing the energy mix this morning. Brent Crude is up, but of course that's really no consolation for the falls that we've seen in recent days. This is the daily and the 60-minute chart. So that massive day on the Friday before last, and we've really not recovered from there. In fact, if we've gone lower is significant. We do have a little upside target this morning. We went out with a neutral call to clients, primarily because we had mixed targets. US nat gas has really sold off, and we're down another 7% this morning. Real bearish below the cloud trend here, and the daily chart moving below the cloud. So this is really a big sell-off there, which is quite interesting. Coal sitting at 106.50. That 100 level mark is really quite key for coal. We do have some quite big downside targets here on the medium and short-term charts. Shorter term, it's a bit of a harder call. Emissions sitting right on that 80 level, so looking stronger this morning. We put a call out to clients there. And gas is looking lower this morning, down 2% on MBP. We had some, again, mixed targets, but downside targets there. And TTF also was looking lower this morning, and really quite worrying that we're just sort of below the cloud here, back on the 60-minute below the cloud. And whilst we're below the cloud, it just puts us in a bearish frame of mind there. And if we look at German power, looking stronger this morning, up 3%. We didn't go bearish here, so that's looking pretty strong as well. That's 2023, of course. 2022 is the CAL here is up this morning as well, so looking quite strong there. And last of all, a look at Nordic Power. To look at the quarterly, we're down 4% here. It looks like we will fall away, and we made a bearish call there to clients this morning first thing. That's it for today. Until tomorrow, happy charting. See you then.